Միացյալ հայ երիտասարդների կազմակերպած քայլարշավ ցույցին, որը տեղի կունենա ապրիլի 24-ին, առավոտյան ժամը 10-ից Հոլիվուդի Little Armenia թաղամասում։ Եղեռնազարկ եղանք, բայց նորեն հայերն ապրել են, ապրում են, կապրեն։
Welcome back. We are at the Western Diocese of the Armenian Church. Here with me today, we have Hartun Hartunian from the Unified Young Armenians organization. Hi, how are you?
Doing very well, thank you.
Well, let's start with this. Could you give us a little background of your organization?
Sure. First of all, I want to thank you guys for having me here on this day. Unified Young Armenians has been a non-profit youth organization established in early 2000, which has done immense amount of work in the field of Armenian genocide recognition, fields of human rights, in terms of providing free classes to children aging from 6 to 18. UI has been everywhere, and we're extremely proud that we are able to do this on an independent basis. We are a non-profit, we're an independent organization that caters to the Southern California community. Also, we work on issues concerning Armenia, issues concerning the massacres in Azerbaijan, and issues as such. We are made up of young Armenians, and this has allowed us to insert, I guess, something new to the cause. And this is something that we're extremely proud of, because our members are professionals, students, and regular members of the community. And we are extremely glad that we were able to put together this team that does so much good within the community.
Now, you were talking about it's a non-profit organization. How do you get funded?
Sure. Our community has been the backbone of Unified Young Armenians. We have always relied on the Armenian community, as well as a number of businesses, corporations that have come to help us throughout the years. So within the 12 years, we have enjoyed the trust of the community, which has been both financially, morally, and physically behind UI 100%. And as a result, throughout the year, we organize telethons, fundraisings, which the community is able to come and contribute financially to this cause.
As we know, you had two telethons that were very successful, and that was great. Why is it so important what is the importance that you have emphasized so much on April 23rd and 24th?
I think all of us know, as a community, as a people that have suffered the first genocide of the 20th century, that a genocide that goes unpunished is very well capable of being repeated. As a result, we are at the forefront of this fight against denial. We're at the forefront of fighting against injustice. We are here to make it clear that the new generation would never, ever forget this heinous crime, this most heinous crime against the humanity. And human rights is an issue that no one can ignore.
Let's go and watch a footage of some of the works that you guys have been doing, and we'll get back to you guys soon. Welcome back, everyone. Well, you just saw the footage from the Armenian Genocide March that's put out every year at Little Armenia. Other than what you guys are mainly known for, which is the April 24th March that you guys put out every year, what are some other activities and some other works that you guys have done or do throughout the year that UIA brands their name on?
Sure. UI gets involved in a number of important issues. I mean, first is our, as you mentioned already, and as audience has already seen it, the April 24th March in Little Armenia, Hollywood. That's the largest Armenian event outside Armenia. And then on the night before we organized on April 23rd, we organized a candlelight vigil in the city of Glendale. Apart from those two events, UI also gets involved in issues such as the Sumgait massacres, which is the killing of the Armenians, hundreds of Armenians that happened in the city of Sumgait in Azerbaijan at the end of the Soviet Union. That's an issue, again, that's not 100 years old. This is something that happened very recently. We do care about that issue as well, and we raise our voices and the community's voices every February. With that issue also comes the issue of Gurgen Markaryan, the slain Armenian soldier who was axed to death while sleeping in Budapest by an Azeri soldier who was later on pardoned, paraded, and promoted by the Azeri regime. These are a number of events that we organized throughout the year.
Now, sorry to cut you off. Now, if I'm not mistaken, you guys do have a protest that you guys perform in front of the Azeri consulate. Am I correct?
And that's one of the venues that we use to bring this issue up to the world community. I mean, the protest is one of the best ways of showing and asking for justice. On the other hand, we do have a lot of, our members write a lot of opinion postings in different newspapers. We do post on a number of, we write letters to our local politicians asking them to pay attention to issues as such. I have to proudly say that the politicians within the state of California have been extremely supportive of Nagorno-Karabakh. They've been extremely supportive of the Armenian genocide issue. And that's something that we're proud of, and we look forward to working with them on issues as such. Because the right of self-determination for the people of Nagorno-Karabakh is an important issue. It's a focal point of the Armenian community's struggle for justice, and we're all there. We're 100% behind that, behind that struggle of the Nagorno-Karabakh people.
Going back to April 23rd, the vigil, candlelight. Could you explain a little bit more in detail what happens, where it's located, and why?
The candlelight vigil takes place every year on April 23rd. For the last 3 years that's happened. It happens on April 23rd in the city of Glendale, across from Glendale Community College. It's an event that we commemorate the 1.5 million Armenians that were slaughtered in Turkey. And it's one of the events that brings together a number of local politicians, officials, many stars within the Armenian and non-Armenian community, and every year we have received the coverage by the local media, which is something that we always strive to get.
Awareness.
Please stay tuned. We'll be right back after a short break.
From 1896 to 1923, 1.5 million innocent men, women, and children were slaughtered in a campaign of genocide. For nearly a century, the perpetrators have denied responsibility against the will of the world. Join us on April 23rd for a candlelight vigil for those killed.
Do any state officials or local state officials, come and be a part of this event?
Of course. For both events that UI organizes, a number of local and state and federal officials do show up. Namely, Congressman Adam Schiff has always been supportive of this event. Assemblyman Mike Gatto has been very supportive of this event. Also, local officials such as the Glendale City Council members, as well as the LA City Council members, have always been there. Namely, Councilmember Eric Garcetti, Councilmember Paul Krikorian, and from Glendale, Councilwoman Laura Friedman, Arna Jarian, Zara Sinanian has also been very supportive of us, Rafi Manukian, and also the city, and Frank Quintero, who just finished his term, is also very supportive of all of our events that we have done in the past. And this gives us that extra boost to continue our work and do what we can do to achieve both recognition and do reparations.
I was a witness to the telethon, and I was extremely impressed with the dedication of all your members, the young that came out, the beautiful performances. It was truly amazing, and it was a blessing that you have so many young Armenians.
Sure. Unified Young Armenians is a youth organization. Our official membership ranges from 18 to 31 years old. But of course, there are individuals that are attending, there's kids that are attending high school, middle school, who dedicate their free time to this organization, which we definitely appreciate, and we want a new generation to join us so that the work would continue into the future. Of course, we have to, we interview them, there's an orientation process, and we handpick the best of the best.
I'm actually happy to say that I'm a proud member of Unified Young Armenians myself, and I've been with Unified Young Armenians, as you know this, Mr. President, for about 2 years already, and I'm just fascinated every year by the work and the amount of workload that we have as an organization. I just want to say on my behalf that a lot of people think that we just do the Genocide March or secondary, the candlelight vigil, but there is a lot more work involved, like as he mentioned, other protests that we put out throughout the year to raise awareness. I mean, just the Saturday schools that we offer, which is totally free of charge to the kids and their parents, of course.
Well, I was going to ask you, what kind of preparations are needed for the vigil and also for the 24th? I mean, what kind of work do you guys do to prepare? Because everybody goes to Hollywood and sees a wonderful, organized, but I'm sure behind that comes a lot of work. What kind of work?
And they don't know what's involved, really, so please tell us this.
As you already mentioned, the telethon funds the marches. Now, the telethon is a one-day event, but takes a lot of preparation. As Ashrak knows, and as you know, Luis, it's extremely delicate work. It takes many hours and many sleepless nights go into planning them. But that money also needs to be collected. So that's another big operation that's done every single day in the days leading up to the march, leading up to the events. Invitations, permits with the cities, both Glendale and Little Armenia, those are all time-consuming processes that we go through every single April 24th, every single April. But the process does not start in the month of April. We start way before, in January, with planning, with programming these events. And I'm extremely proud that I can say that this telethon, we did show the community that the event is not just an event by Unified Young Armenians for Unified Young Armenians. It's an event that's done every year for the community. According to Fox News, more than 100,000 people have come and taken part in this event. So at least we could say 1 out of every 4 Armenians that lives in California takes part in it. That's a huge success. And that's something that we are extremely proud of, and that the whole credit goes to our members, our supporters, and our donors.
From 1896 to 1923, 1.5 million innocent men, women, and children were slaughtered in a campaign of genocide. For nearly a century, the perpetrators have denied responsibility against the will of the world. We ask you, help bring justice for the victims killed by joining us on April 24th at 10 a.m. in Hollywood, California.
I would personally like to say thank you.
Thank you.
And I urge all Armenians and Americans, me being as an American Armenian, I want to say thank you. Because with the young generation, because you're our future, the work that you're doing shows a lot of dedication to one important issue that is the most of importance to all of us, which is the genocide. So I want to say, God bless you. Keep up the hard work and keep the dedication.
Thank you, and thank you for having me today, and I really appreciate this opportunity.
And if I may add myself, I mean, you guys, like I said, are doing a great job. I hope you guys get the turnout that you're expecting this year, and I'm hoping a great turnout. So let's just hope everything goes the way that we planned and we decided that it will be. So again, Arul, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work.
Good night.